gonna use Kaji to open his chest because you don't really get a rogue. Just finished talking to that table that I got cut open on, and now we're gonna see what else is going on here in the shadow plane, where things are not always as they seem. I'm going to use Kaji to open his chest because you don't really get a rogue in this.
Yes.
So he's kind of your free rogue character. Oh shit, cash money.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. Yes. Alright, are we prepared for this? I think so.
Sophia, what are you doing here?
I thought I smelled incompetence.
You two know each other?
This is Kai Kamoon, one of the most worthless piles of sputum to wear the red robes of Thay.
A rival of yours at the academy?
Kai is a sniveling sycophant. My only rivals are magicians of worth. He also happens to be a junior instructor at my academy. I can only wonder why he strayed so far from his mentor's leash.
All that's changing. Ahriman rewards his allies well. With Liena dead, I've earned a promotion. It's a shame the old hag didn't put up much of a fight. She destroyed herself in a blaze of fire. Must have known she couldn't best me.
I forgot that Sophia had cast enlarge or whatever on herself. Okay. Let's see. If you murdered an innocent woman, you're going to answer for it.
You. Ahriman warned me of you. Sophia, why would you travel with this thing?
Actually, my name is Frania.
I want no trouble from you. Stand aside. My quarrel is with Sophia. I doubt she'll put up nearly as much of a fight as Liena, or her mother.
My mother? Kai Kamoon, you had best be mocking me. If you raised your hand against my mother, I will extract 1,000 screams from your wretched hide.
Oh, she had no idea it was coming. She used every last cantrip she knew, but her loyal allies, her daughter even, never arrived to save her.
I'll let Sophia speak.
And to think that you once claimed to care for me.
Liena was wise to destroy herself, rather than fight me. I doubt you have the old hag's sense to surrender, to make this quick. No matter. Let's settle this.
Alright, wizard fight time. And these battles are only going to get easier as we get more party members. Just like only having 2 party members and them both being wizards really kind of handicaps us here. But I'm going to be going so far as to editing the amount of party members I can have so that I can have 5 instead of 4. Because I don't want to miss any of these party members because they're pretty cool. No, I didn't cast it. Okay. Some meteor storms all day. Shit. Is it a... I think it might be a cutscene thing, is when God mode turns on or when it turns off, which is obnoxious, but you know, they don't owe it to me to make it easy to cheat. It's doing 0 damage to them. That's not great. Not my favorite thing. But I think we should lay into him because these are summons. actually, I have some summons. I keep forgetting. Yeah, Greater Earth Elemental. Oh, you're too cool. You're just far too badass. Nice. So I guess what I gotta do, pretty much anytime there's a cutscene and I start combat, is just watch and see if I take damage, because then I'll know that God mode has turned off. But I just gotta be on top of it all the time, I guess. I always assumed Kai's ambition would get him killed, but I didn't think it would be by my hand. No matter, he will not be missed. Kai mentioned your mother's death. I'm sorry for your loss. I can only hope that Kai was lying to unsettle me. I should not have given him the pleasure of getting so angry. Still, if he was telling the truth, I should never have left the academy when I did. My mother, Nephris, she has the respect of the other wizards, but not their love. I'm running out of trustworthy people in my life. Just Kaji and Master Jaffe at the academy, if he still lives. Your mother's name is Nephris? I'd like to hear more about her if you're willing to tell me. Nephris, my mother, she is difficult to love, I suppose. Driven, stubborn, but wise in her way. She has no patience for ambitious wizards like Kai Kamun. Her studies are everything to her. Master Jaffe insisted that she looked much like me in her youth, though I suspect he may be seeing what he wishes to see. I believe he had feelings for my mother when they were both young. Indeed, poor Jaffe may be dead as well. If he stood by my mother, I wish I knew their fates. Perhaps it might help to focus on bringing Ahriman and his associates to justice. Yes, you're quite right, actually. My mother raised me to be direct and decisive. Had the situation been reversed, had someone harmed me, her wrath would have been merciless. I will grieve for my mother by finding Ahriman and crushing him. I'm still curious why someone wanted Liena dead. Her association with my mother must have been very important. Why else would Ahriman send his pawns all the way to Rashomon? Liena was more than some common theater matron. At least Kai is dead, and Liena's death avenged. I appreciate your help in killing that wretch. Oh my god. I was simply seeking vengeance for those he unjustly slew. Think nothing of it. Where I grew up, talk of justice was hardly commonplace. Regardless of your motive, I am grateful for your help. But we couldn't prevent her death, and there's no use dwelling on it. What do you know of Ahriman? Ahriman is a common enough name in Thay, but there is an Ahriman at the Academy of Shapers and Binders. He's a senior instructor, quiet, soft-spoken, and shockingly adept at magic. I've met him, but we've rarely traded words. He always stays hidden in the library most of the time. So the Ahriman at your academy, you think he led the coup against your mother? A reclusive yet polite old man who kept to himself at an academy full of aggressive, ruthless magicians? Yes, he sounds guilty enough. Had he been vocal about his hatred for my mother, she'd have anticipated it and stopped him long ago. Why would someone want to kill your mother? As the headmistress of the academy, her death creates a void of leadership. The Red Wizards are the true power of Thay. Running an academy makes one a creature of great authority. I think I've heard enough about Ahriman. Yes, and I tire of talking about him. If he truly is to blame for my mother's death, then I will see him again. Doesn't sound like you and Kai were very fond of each other. No, not at all. At one point he was kind to me, but it was all a ruse. He just wanted the attentions of the headmistress's daughter. He embodied the common man's idea of a red wizard, unscrupulous and loyal only to his own ambitions. We should probably keep moving. Agreed. With Leanna dead, perhaps our best course of action is to speak to the dwarf woman and the other actors. There's a chance Leanna confided in one of them. Not before I pick up a bunch of tiny bags. Enter the portal and return to the Veil on the prime material plane. God, I look like shit. I'm gonna rest. Following me?
Follow me closely.
Idiots. Oh, she's also slowed down. Well, I'll go sell some shit.
Keep your distance, witches. I've studied your laws, and we've broken none.
You know our laws. But I know you, child. Even if these others do not. You will be better served by keeping silent.
Look, Shiva, the girl's companion. It's that one who offends the land and draws an army to our gate.
Speak your name, foreigner, and be warned that you address the Wicklauren.
My name is Frania Wilkinsbane, and I come to your city to find a woman named Leanna. Unfortunately, it seems that I came too late.
Then Magda spoke true? She said they were Thayans, that they appeared from the very shadows.
Calm, Katya. You are a witch now, not a farm girl. You crossed spells with our mortal enemies, foreigner, and drove them from our midst. For that, much may be forgiven.
The fuck are those two? Forgiven? I've committed no crime.
But the bear god has marched an army of spirits to our gate, and he roars for your blood. He claims that you have defiled his sacred den and loosed an evil upon the world.
And the bear god does not lie. I can smell the wrongness on you, foreigner. It hangs upon you like a corpse shroud.
I defeated Oku once, and I'll do so again.
You defeated his waking shadow, his Vermoy, a meager echo of his spirit. You merely flicked his whiskers and roused the fury of a god.
Make your peace with the bear god, foreigner, by whatever means you both deem best.
Oku has made his peace with many foreigners, once they are safely in his belly.
I slew those red wizards, your mortal enemies, and you leave me to face an army alone?
No witch may stand against the spirits of the land, but I will honor the debt we owe you, foreigner, for defeating the red wizards. Go to our prison on the north edge of town. Any convict who is willing to stand at your side will be granted a full pardon.
That's fair, thank you.
You know not what dreams may lie hidden behind steel and rune, foreigner, nor what paths they might open to you. We will watch from our high place, and we will receive you again. if you return alive.
They fucked off. Okay, well, first we need to sell things. Oh, but first Ephraim the Stag has things to say. Hello, Ephraim. We couldn't help but overhear. An army of angry spirits awaits you at the gates of Mulsantir. You will perhaps require more help against such a host. My bow and my brother's sword will aid you, should you agree to first help us find our lost sister, Kaelin the Dove. Where can I find you, sister? Kaelin came here seeking the abandoned stronghold of Merkel, the Death God's vault, which is in Shadow Mulsantir. Why don't you go find her yourselves? Entering Merkel's sanctum would be a violation of our faith to Kelemvor. Isn't Kaelin violating her faith by going there? Kaelin has abandoned her faith in Kelemvor. For this she was exiled from our grandfather's court. She now follows Ilmater, the god of martyrs. We hope to find our sister and convince her not to become a martyr herself. Why did Kaelin abandon her faith? That is an excellent question. I have a theory. Sister, let us not entertain any theories. The only one who can answer your question in truth is Kaelin herself. Find her and ask her yourself. What's the Death God's vault? The Death God's vault has been abandoned since Merkel's death. It was used as a library and a prison, and a secure place to store things valuable to the Merculite faith. Why would she go to such a place? I believe she may have gone there to learn more about Akachi's crusade. Sister, do not speak of the betrayer. For Kaelin's sake, I hope she is there for some other reason. Tell me of Merkel. As you may know, Merkel is the former god of the dead, slain by Mistra in the time of troubles. Sirik took Merkel's place, and then was deposed by Kelemvor, the present god of the dead. We are followers of Kelemvor, as was Kaelin until she abandoned her faith. Shadow Mulsantir? Yes, it is said that Mulsantir has thin boundaries between the prime and the plane of shadow, especially at night, or in dark places. Yes, if the rumors are true, there are many weak spots where one can cross to the plane of shadow at night. Perhaps a thorough search of the city would reveal some of these to you. We asked the witches when we first arrived, and they claimed that Shadow Mulsantir was just a myth, but I know they are hiding something. Maybe if you spoke to them instead. Very well, I'll seek out Kaelin for you. Thank you. We will be very grateful to once more lay eyes upon our beloved sister. Go with care. The Dead God's vault may still contain some of Merkel's old defenses. Kelemvor's blessings be with you. Okay. So, now let's go sell things. I don't want this dagger. Can have that. I don't need this sash. Can have that too. I don't need this longbow. I don't need these wizard robes. God, that looks like a fucking radical battle axe, but there is not a single character in this game that can wield it unless you yourself can. So it is just a payday. What do you
Yes.
have? Oh, she's heavy.
Yes.
Just need to make sure not to sell hers. Those are hers, okay. Let's sell some of these battle axes and this composite short bow and such. Let's keep that longbow though.
Yes?
Yes. Okay, we are a bit lighter. Let's go to the prison next and see what kind of conscripts we can get from there. She could run a little bit faster. Let's see, where should we home? Prison. Is this the prison? Is this the prison? It said prison. So it's this way. Oh, it's probably this horrible prison-looking building. That might be it. Tirza the Old says, "As you have disturbed the spirits, you also disturb me. For what reason are you here? Shiva Whitefeather told me I could find help here against the spirit army." Help? From this lot? Trust in their help, and you'll find yourself alone when trouble comes. But if you wish to persist in this foolishness, you may speak with the prisoners. Be warned, 2 you need not fear, but as for the 3rd, guard your thoughts. Okay. Hey, mighty Groznek. You want something from me? I need strong warriors like yourself to help defeat Oku the Bear King. Interested? I earned my name in battle, but no hand will I raise against spirits. Their reach and their memories are long. Not if we destroy them all. You do not understand. The spirits are everywhere, in the rocks, the trees, the water. Ask me no more of this. I have given my answer. I haven't seen anyone like you before. What are you? He's hag spawn. Mother was a hag, father was some unlucky fellow. Quiet, small one. I can speak my own words. He does speak true. Because of my heritage, I am an outcast. Is that why you're here? No. There were 3 who taunted me into a rage. My blade was the first to leave its sheath, and so here I wait. Wait for what? His hanging. What else? Or they might toss him off the cliff. I'm not really sure how it all works. Enough, small one. Do not speak my words for me. I am trapped in this existence as an outcast through no fault of my own. I gladly accept my fate, since it will bring me the peace which has eluded me. Go now. I do not wish to speak to you any longer. Okay. And how about you, little guy? Oh man, a real little guy. Aw. Hey, Job the Cut Purse. If you're going to ask me what you asked Groznek, I got the same answer. No. What crime did you commit? There was a misunderstanding about the ownership of some coins I found while visiting the local bazaar. Naturally, the witches took the word of the locals over my own. I don't suppose these coins were in someone else's pouch when you found them, were they? Hey, I'm just a traveler from Luren. I didn't even get a chance to learn what the local customs were before the misunderstanding occurred. Look, you made your offer, I turned you down, and that's that. We've got nothing else to talk about. Alright, not too much from those first 2, but there's one more. He's dreamy.
Ah, more jailers come to rattle my cage. Here I was, settling into a relaxing dream. Now you've gone and spoiled it.
What are these wards around your prison?
Oh, those? I hadn't noticed. Did some child come by with a handful of chalk and scrawl them there?
Well, possibly, considering the skill, but someone altered them once they were scribed, from the inside.
I had not noticed that. Curious. I had thought they were intended as reversals of binding wards, but you are correct.
A mystery indeed. Who do you suspect of altering them? Not me, I hope. I have an alibi.
They were altered by an expert, so it can't possibly have been you.
Well, I suppose I should be gratified by the exoneration. One less crime I am guilty of, and a judgment so caustically delivered, too. You may actually be worth speaking to for a time. But I have forgotten what precisely it is that you want. I am not a reader of minds, you know, so out with it.
I'm looking for recruits to protect Mulsantir. You interested?
Seeking soldiers, are you? You have come to the wrong cell. I am neither foolhardy nor desperate enough to fight barbarians or Thayans. Go find a poorhouse and scatter a few coppers. That might yield better results.
I need help fighting a spirit army that gathers outside Mulsantir.
The army of spirits is at the gates? So, they have arrived. I was wondering when that might take place in the real world.
You knew this was going to happen?
Now. Knowing and telling are two different beasts. And the bear god, he is a third. If I may say, you are rather brave to marshal an army to meet them. That's no ordinary band of spirits out there. That's a hornet's nest of beasts. They're screaming for blood so loudly, I can hear them in my dreams. And I am suddenly struck with the suspicion that the blood they seek is yours. Grave robber, are you? Tisk tisk. One should leave Barrows of the ancient bear god alone, lest he come for you in his garishly colored furry rage. So, entertain me, brave one. Why would one such as I follow you into such a hopeless battle?
Because in all the time I've been here, you haven't asked me to leave, and I think there's a reason.
Careful, or they'll throw you in here for being charming and well-spoken too, even if you aren't quite as beautiful as I am. I admit, both your presence and your request intrigue me. Slightly. But that's a slight more than most.
I'll take that as a compliment. A slight compliment.
An excellent rebuttal. I think this bodes well for our travels. Very well. You have a willing soldier at your side. Shall we be off? And please, let us visit the Witch Warden on the way out, so I can pay my respects to her gentle, loving soul.
That's weird. I don't know why he disappeared. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. This is Gan. Gan is that's I think a spirit shaman. It's like a druid that works with sorcerer rules. Oh god, I should not have chosen this voice. But yeah, it works with sorcerer rules, so you get fewer spells and you get them later, but you get to cast them a bunch more times and you don't have to memorize them. Ah, at last my eyes fall upon your beauty, my matron of the cell. This one is cursed for taking you spawn of hags, and I shall be glad to get rid of you. Nothing but trouble for me, for the city you are. Shall you be glad to get rid of me, beautiful matron? Do not think I did not see the longing eyes you cast at me as you drew your runed circles on the floor of my cell. What lies are these? Eyes of shame are the only eyes I have for you. Shame! Now, there's no need to mask the feelings I stir in you, and your age but makes you seem wrinkled like a prune fruit. The emphasis was on seem. I see what dances in your thoughts as you dream the slow hours of the day here away in this prison. In the golden woods of Erling you once sang for an hour a hymn to the sun, and dreamed that it was a shield carried by a warrior who watched over you. And such passion in that song, why, it gives you strength even now. You are a dangerous creature, Dreamwalker. The tales of you all speak such, and many are those you wound with your arrow flight of words and humor. Do not think us deaf to those who suffer because of your careless footsteps in their thoughts and dreams. Get hence from my thoughts, I warn you. Is what she says true? Yes, she speaks truly. I am that which all farmers with ripe daughters fear, the masked brigand who dances in the fires of their sweet children's minds and leaves footprints that no wind or time can erase. And, old mother, do not think your mind has not laid down paths for me to stroll. Such thoughts in a woman your age, it would put even a farmer's fiery-loined daughter to shame. You are a thief, a twister of words. Go meet the spirit army then, but you will not have my blessing upon you now or ever. Okay. Alright, and that is where I will call it for this one as well. Next up, we will be heading back to Shadow Mulsantir in order to get to retrieve Kaelin from the Death God's vault, and then we should be more or less ready to take on the Spirit Army outside the city. So that probably won't be all in the same episode, but yeah, we are getting close to being done with the first act already. This is a pretty svelte expansion, so yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.